Well, we're getting ready to go on a bike packing trip. John's getting a couple of their bikes set up. I've got a little bit of stuff yet to figure out how I'm going to get on that particular bike, and then a backpack on the back. But it sounds like the goal today is go about 10 miles and set up camp and do just a quick overnight.
This is going to be a very one-on-one approach to winter camping. Temperatures are pretty good right now. You're going to make it through. We'll probably be back here tomorrow around 10 a.m., noon, depending when people roll out and start stuffing their bikes back together. The idea of a Sub 24 is to go out, do something fun, get back in time for work, or tomorrow the Super Bowl if you want to watch that. So we're going to ride out. It's about a 10-mile ride. There's a cabin out there. It's heated. One of our customers, great local shop supporters, and they're always in our store, offered up this spot for us in the summer. We're going to use it again this winter because there's a cabin out there. That being said, the cabin is there. The expectation is that we sleep outside, but I want to put a huge but. If you absolutely feel like you need to go in the cabin, there's no shame in that. That's exactly what this is for. So, like, there's going to be no, oh, you're too cold, didn't sleep outside. There's none of that BS. Like, we're all welcome here. We're all going to learn. And that's what this is for. This is a learning opportunity. You're going to find chinks in your kit. You're going to find, wow, I packed too much. You're going to find, wow, I rode too hard and I didn't layer appropriately. You're going to find all these different things out, but the whole environment should be relatively safe. Worst case scenario, we're 10 miles away from the car, and we'll figure that out if we need to bail. But there is a warm cabin right there. This is going to be a pretty chill ride. I'd like to stay together as a group as much as possible. You should have your lights going. You should have, if you have a reflective vest, you should have that on. Other than that, we're just going to have fun. We'll get there, start a fire up. We're going to do a water boil at some point tonight from snow, see who can make water boil, rolling boil first. I have a little prize there. We'll make it a little game. And then let's hang around the fire, cook dinner. You know, if you want to use your freshly boiled water, maybe we'll do that right before dinner. So you can use it if you have a warm meal you want to cook with it, so it's not going to waste. And then we'll sleep, do what we can to make it through the night, and everything should go well. Pack up and we'll ride back here, and we'll go back to the shop, and that'll be it. So, yeah, the first and foremost is no matter what your setup is, no matter where you come from in cycling, we want you here and we want you having fun. And then if you absolutely need the cabin, there's no shame in that either. We will not do that as a group. So that's kind of the vibe I want to have, and I hope you guys all want it too. And let's go play in the woods. Oh, name game. Let's get to know each other. I know a lot of faces. I introduced myself. Let's start here with you, and then name and one thing you're looking to get out of the trip, and your experience with winter camping.
My name's John. To get out of the trip is to do this, I guess. I don't know what else to get out of it. My experience winter camping was last Saturday night in our backyard.
Awesome.
And that's about it.
I'm Steve. I'd like to really kind of get more into the winter biking scene and kind of see. I've got a lot of equipment and gear and experience doing winter camping, but tying that all together and how it works with the bike packing and the bike camping, and how adaptable the stuff that I have is, so I can do a variety of things. So.
I'm Heather. I've never winter camped. This is just, I want to get out of this just to see if I like it or not. You know, if I can handle sleeping outside in winter. And yeah, just to see if I can do it.
Awesome.
I'm Andy. Done quite a bit of winter camping in the Boundary Waters, but not for a few years. Done a lot of bike riding also, but yeah, haven't really put them together. And yeah, I'm just kind of looking to see if all the stuff that I've got that I've used winter camping in the Boundary Waters before will work here. And see, you know, hopefully this will lead to more things. I was telling Leah earlier, I plan to sign up for the Arrowhead 135 next year.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
obviously won't be carrying this much stuff. But
But this is also, we talked with them, and this is something you can put on your resume too, as something
Yeah,
that
right.
you've done. So to help strengthen that if you haven't done a winter event before.
I'm Phil. Me and Andy have gone bike packing one time in the winter.
well, October.
Yeah, it was October, but
There was snow.
it was snowing and it was almost this cold. So I think that counts. But yeah, I'm just here to learn and meet people and kind of like he said, see how my stuff works, kind of what I need to add to it and stuff like that. Just have a good time and survive.
I hope so. I hope you survive.
With the cabin there, we better survive. If you don't
Okay.
survive with the cabin
will
there, then we got other things to talk about.
I think that's goal number one, is we all need to stay alive. I'm Leah, and I have a lot of experience winter bike pack racing, and I used to go winter camping in the Boundary Waters before I got its own bike. So, what I'm excited for, I'm excited to hang out and do something mellow, and drink whiskey, and get to know all of you, and help share opinions when you're interested in hearing.
Hey, I'm Dan. I'm the proprietor at Spoken Gear and Sodero and Cedar Coffee Company. I won't be joining you today, but I came out to see you guys off, so have a blast.
All right. We're all ready.
That guy was nice. Car up!
You guys have fun?
Yeah. What? Well, we don't all actually know. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, the first guy that was driving. Yeah. That guy was fine, he was nice. Yeah, right?
Yeah, the truck guy, when he came by, he got past me, he's like, trying to throw snow.
I think instead of us trying to figure out how long it takes to boil water, it should be how long does it take for Josh to cook us all dinner.
Heather, you help? Help her out. You got it. He just beat me right there. Hey, buddy. Good. How about yourself?
Well, we got our little cooking setup here. We got a few different stoves going. John's got his little alcohol stove going, which is just it's the same one as this, the modified cat can stove. Then I've just got the little pocket rocket. We're getting some dinner set up. So we're gonna do ramen, maybe throw a little bit of some Spam in there, and yeah. Warm up a little bit. It was a pretty pleasant ride out, actually. Ran into a couple of minor issues with equipment. Heather's brakes ended up kind of seizing up a little bit on her, so hopefully we'll get that straightened out. But other than that, people enjoying the fire. We got different setups all around. It's hard to see right now, but I'm sure I'll go around in the morning and kind of show a little bit more of what we got going on here. Well, we made it through the night. It's about 7:30 this morning. I'm actually pretty cozy. I could probably sleep a little bit longer. But I'll give you a little shot of kind of inside the hammock. I'm scooched down a little bit, but overall I slept pretty nice. So I've just got my pad that I've been sleeping on. Since I don't really have an underquilt that's quite warm enough. Although last night really wasn't bad, so I might have been able to get by with the underquilt. Then I've got kind of my homemade top quilt. And inside I've got my down top quilt, and I've actually hooked them together. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some shot cord kind of running through. So I've hooked them together. I'll maybe try to show some more close up of that. And then just because my shoulders sometimes get a little cold, I've got a little bit of the Reflectix coming off on the side. So that way if I roll off of the pad at all, my shoulders don't really get cold. So that comes in on both sides. Heather and John are still sleeping. We got the bikes over in the corner. We got people kind of slowly starting to get up, so we'll probably do something quick for breakfast and pack up and start heading out. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but we got the alcohol stove fired up, so there's some flames coming off of it, but it's one of the modified cat can stoves. So I just got some heat in the middle there, and it comes out the sides, and we're going to go ahead and start boiling some water for maybe some coffee this morning. One of the benefits too of having this Reflectix in there that I use on the side is it makes kind of a wonderful little cooking area on there. One, because it's sort of insulated from the snow, you spread the weight out. Two, and three, even if you do melt a little hole in it, it's pretty cheap stuff, so it's really not the end of the world. So I'm just adding a little bit of water to kind of get her going, and then we'll try to scoop some snow and start melting some of the snow. Hopefully I do this without completely ruining everything. We got the little alcohol stove going. So we got just put a little water in there and then added enough snow, and we'll get that boiling and have a little coffee this morning, pack up and head out. So I wanted to give a little shot of what the setup I've got. So I've just got the straps, tree straps. This is a Kevlar straps I picked up from Dutch Wear Gear. And then made some of the whoopee slings. And then I've got kind of the ridge line of the hammock, so I can adjust the sag for that. Same thing on the other side. Again, inside I had just my Neo Air pad. I had that Reflectix kind of going up the sides on my shoulders. I slept in kind of a down jacket. I stay a little bit warm, but then this, I've got my down quilt cinched up at the bottom. Then I've got my other one which also zips, synthetic, also zips up part of the way, but I didn't cinch up the bottom. That way it was a little bit easier to just slide this through. And then I took the tabs that I have on this bag, and I have the piece of shock cord that I typically will run underneath the pad to keep it down, and I ran that through the tabs in the Enlightened Equipment quilt across through the other side and onto that tab, and then I put myself in between and had these little shock cords running underneath me, and that way the two quilts stayed together all night perfectly. And man, it was toasty. That was really a nice setup, and so that might be a good way to go. Is kind of a lighter weight, summer quilt if you have it. Take a down quilt. This is a 20 degree, I believe, so it would have been a little chilly on its own. Same thing. This is probably about a 20 degree. It's actually a homemade one. We got the equipment, and my mom sewed it. We worked together kind of cutting in that, but she's quite a good crafts person, so she sewed it together for me, and so that thing has worked wonderfully. And getting them strung together like that. The other night when I was testing it out, I didn't think of that yet, and I just had quilts, one going this way, one going that way, and sliding off, and so this really kept everything together nicely. Plus, I figured I would do the synthetic bag on the outside. That way, if we did get any snow, and that, since I didn't set up a tarp, it would hit that and wouldn't really affect the down insulation very much. So, so that's the setup that I ran last night. And man, it was cozy. I slept like a baby, and it was really, really quite nice. Well, we got the Breakfast of Champions going. I'm heating up some Spam, and I've got some hot cocoa and some of the instant coffee mix.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I want hot cocoa.
And we got just some other little snack foods and breakfast bars and Reese's cups and things. Heather is envious of my hot cocoa. She decided to go with just coffee, even though I did offer her the hot cocoa, and it is an Irish cream hot cocoa, so it is my pseudo Irish coffee.
Is it too late?
Probably too late. But anyway, we're gonna heat that up, have some breakfast, finish breaking stuff down, and getting it strapped to the bike, and head on out. Well, we're getting the final pack up, getting the bikes loaded. I got everything kind of packed on and just strapped the pad on the front. I've got a water bottle case that just kind of velcros to the handlebars. I don't know if you can see that. One of the Sodero bags. And then I've got my extra clothes. And this is my sleep system plus the tarp that I didn't end up using. All packed away in there. And that's just strapped onto a rack. So overall, and then I got some extra stuff in that backpack. So some people are running some pretty unique racks and harness systems and things that I don't quite have yet on this. So all the little extras just go in a small backpack and should be good to go. So we're getting things all set up. People are, like I said, getting ready to go. So we should be back in time to watch the Super Bowl. Alright, we're heading out, taking the bikes back. We got everything packed out, and now it's time to head back and kind of do our end of the trip report, see how people liked it, and go watch the Super Bowl. Thanks, Josh, for putting together the Sub 24.
Hey, you're welcome.
So if people are interested in the bike shop or the Sodero bags, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We're most active on there. Or stop in the shop in Two Harbors and come say hi, and I'd love to talk you through that stuff. So.
All right, so you heard it there. You get sweet frame bags, all that kind of setup. They'll work on your bikes. They'll steer you in the right direction and get to meet people and do cool activities like this.
Come on out on more trips.
All right, thanks, Josh.
See you later, John.
Well, we made it home. The trip's over. I want to say thanks to Josh for setting this up and Spoken Gear and Sodero Packs for promoting this particular event and many other events like this. I encourage all of you to go out and take advantage of things when they come up, things like this, and enjoy the wintertime activities. Certainly support your local bike shops. So once again, thanks for tuning in to the Living North channel. Certainly appreciate your views. And as always, we'll have more videos to come soon.